Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. You are watching Park City Television Live. And of course, we love to support our local nonprofits here in town. Two of our favorites, the Youth Sports Alliance and the National Ability Center, are banding together for an exciting new collaboration. And to tell us all about it, we've got Heather Sims, who's from the Programs Director of Youth Sports Alliance, and LEXI and Cole Rohner. Good morning to you, all of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. So I want to start with you, Heather. Tell me a little bit, for those who may not know, about the role YSA plays in the community, about Get Out and Play and the Activate program.
Yeah, so the Get Out and Play program, it involves all the 1st through 5th graders, and we provide programming on the short days, which are Fridays, and skiing, snowboarding, ice skating, mountain biking, climbing, cross country, and the freestyle activities. And so every Friday there is something for our 1st through 5th graders to do straight after school. This year we had about 1,141 registrations, and of which we actually provided 231 scholarships. So for
That's
kids
amazing.
who some of those kids have never been, they've lived here all their life and have never been skiing or ice skating, and so we're lucky. We work really hard at getting grants to provide scholarships. And then the Activate program is brand new. We started it in September last year, and that is for our Echo Hill students, and it's for 6th and 7th grade. And we made the programs a little older, more appropriate for their age group.
Okay.
And so they did things like Teen Iron Chef and climbing and ropes courses and team building up at UOP and CrossFit and cross country.
I mean, the list just goes on and on. It's amazing. And I mean, as a parent too, I get excited that my kids get to grow up in Park City. But then you hear about, oh, it's a short Friday day, so I'm going to list, 50 activities outside that normally you would only be able to do on a vacation or anything like that. And then to offer scholarships is amazing to make these more accessible, because as we all know, winter sports, not the cheapest things to participate in. So this is not just grab a bathing suit and hit the water. There's always equipment and gear. So to be able to make it more accessible to every child in the community is huge. But now you're taking it a step further and partnering with another one of our favorite nonprofits in town, the National Ability Center.
Yes, so we actually, when we started the Activate, we did like a pilot program at the National Ability Center. And from there, we talked with them and how they can help provide help and coaches to some of our kids, so that everybody has access to all the programs, and it's an equal. It has always been equal, but people, I think, have been a little scared to take part in some of the activities, and especially if their parents don't ski or don't skate, or I think they're a little nervous about it. So the National Ability Center came on board and said, okay, whatever you need, we will try and help. And so we're very fortunate in this town to have them right here to be able to help us. And so last year in the fall, Cole here tried ice skating and has also tried cross country for the first time, right?
Yep.
Cole is one of the participants of the collaboration with, of course, NAC and the Get Out and Play. And I have to say, like you pointed out, when you're a parent and you can't do it, you're a little bit more hesitant to let your child do it. I've tried ice skating. It wasn't pretty. It is not a gift.
I'm skating in a program with my mom.
And are you?
I'm a figure skating coach.
Okay, so that makes sense.
And Cole had a stroke after birth because he's a triplet, and they were born 11 weeks premature. They were tiny, and very tiny. And they actually asked us if we wanted to take him off life support because they didn't think he would make it, and that wasn't an option for us. And look what we got. I was super lucky.
I was going to say,
beyond
now
lucky.
He's ice skating.
Oh, yes. Well, cerebral palsy, figure skating and horseback riding are two of the most beneficial sports for cerebral palsy. And as a coach, I had a unique opportunity to put my child on the ice and actually help him. And he's done a competition and a show. I skated with him. And when we moved here from Southern California 9 months ago, and when we did our due diligence for moving here, we had to make sure that there were enough opportunities and services
Support
available.
for Cole.
Right. And one of the biggest things was having an ice rink and knowing that the National Ability Center was here. And once I got hired at the rink, of course, my children came with me to skate. So Heather saw Cole at the rink and said, "What's happening here?" You know, and was already interested in working with the NAC. And I had called the NAC because Cole plays baseball through the NAC. With the Miracle League. My daughter rode in the equestrian program for a while, and they're phenomenal. And I called the NAC and I said, "Can you provide someone to help him on the ice because I'm teaching?" And Heather was there and saw, and she said, "Call me next time, whatever sport he wants to try." So he did cross country and he did some downhill skiing with NAC as well. And I've never seen anything like YSA before. And what they support and how they do it is phenomenal to me, and it's so appreciated. And in our situation, it's incredibly unique to have the opportunity to marry those two organizations and give Cole more opportunities.
Cole, so you just moved here from
Yes.
California. Park City is all new, but since you've been here, you've been downhill skiing, cross-country skiing, you've been ice skating. What do you think of your new home?
Well, it's pretty good because, like, well, it takes, like, extra time to get to school than it did from the other house because now we have a really long driveway.
A long driveway.
Well,
That's a
we
good
were
thing.
renting, and now we bought a house with a big driveway.
You know what? I'm telling you, the longer the driveway, the more space there is to play.
But the traffic here is negligible to us compared to Southern
I was going to say,
California.
Southern California, you could probably walk
I mean,
faster
even ski
than
season
in
and
California.
Sundance to us
Exactly.
felt like nothing.
And so of all the activities that you've been able to try just in 9 months, what are some of your favorites?
Baseball, I've done that for 4 years, so
Okay.
that's one of my favorites.
Everyone loves baseball.
And between the skiing I did with Tracy and Mrs. Sims,
Tracy Meyer.
I think the best one was the cross country, plus Tracy was my coach for the baseball team.
Oh, so Tracy, you guys
And
get
she
each other.
coached
She's amazing.
Bees Yellow twice with me on it.
And cross country, that's another one I'm gonna need some help with you on. Downhill, I'm okay, but cross country, it's a whole nother thing.
that's
That
a
requires,
whole new level.
it's a whole new level. I am with you, Cole. That's gonna be a goal for next year, I think. So, like, as a mom, I'm sure moving your family, and Cole's one of 3, it's always a huge transition.
1/3.
How important is it to you to have organizations like the YSA available to your family?
It's hugely important. And like I said, when we did our due diligence prior to moving, we had to make sure that it wasn't just we wanted to move to a pretty mountain town.
Right.
It's not that simple for us. That part of it was gravy. So knowing that what Utah can support, what the school can support, and other organizations in the community, and I actually didn't know about YSA until we got here.
Surprise!
Right, so that was completely icing on the cake because I knew the National Ability Center was here, and I already knew Jan Mitchell from YSA, so she was able to connect me with various opportunities within that organization, and the more we saw what they could do, the more it became obvious that there was even more available than we thought.
Than you even expected.
Oh, it was amazing, and we're beyond delighted to live here. It's such a gift to be able to be here and not be in California.
It's okay, you can say it. You're on Park City Television.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm preaching to the choir, but I mean, I don't know very many people who are actually from here, but everyone's just excited to be here.
I was going to say, in Park City, everyone's chosen to be here, which I think is what makes it so special.
We don't miss California. We miss people, but we don't miss California.
We don't miss California. So Heather, tell me about next year, because this is just kicking off.
Yes. So, well, despite our partnership with National Ability Center will continue, but our big news for next year is that Activate is going to Treasure Mountain.
Yay!
So we are going to provide, again, on Mondays, that's their short day, we're going to provide activities for those 8th and 9th graders. And again, it will be something a little different from Ecker. They'll have things like rowing, down at Jordanelle, biathlon with Soldier Hollow, action photography. So we've got some more programs that I'm excited. We've got more partners. I mean, through the Activate program alone, not including National Ability Center, we use 16 partners in town. All different
everybody
venues.
wants to support what you're
Exactly,
doing. I mean,
exactly.
it's aside from obviously the physical aspect of just getting kids outside, giving them a healthy, channeled activity, the social skills, the bonding outside of the classroom. I mean, this is really life skills they're going to take with them indefinitely.
Right. Exactly.
Sports are really important for that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I mean, my children have a rule. You have to do a sport. I don't care what it is.
Just something.
You start it, you finish it, you move on to another sport if you like. But they all seem to have found a sport that they actually really are passionate about, which is great. But there's so many skills you learn from being in a sport. It doesn't. You can learn the skills of the sport itself, but what you take away from that for your life is huge. And I love that YSA gives a sampling of all these different things for everybody to try. And I mean, I know something that I've always told my kids that is actually a U.S. figure skating campaign now. Everyone falls.
We get up.
We get up.
I get that one.
And you learn that in sports.
You do. Lexi, you're a good mom. Thank you so
I got
much
one
for
job.
coming. It's an exciting announcement, and I know there are so many parents from Treasure that are going to be thrilled to have this available. And to Lexi and Cole, welcome to the neighborhood.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you here. And Cole, will you come back and tell us about some of your new favorite sports?
Okay.
All right, deal. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing the exciting news and announcement from YSA, and of course their partnership with National Ability Center, two nonprofits that make Park City what it is. And of course, I encourage you all to go learn more information on their website. And on that website are always very convenient Donate Now buttons to continue the amazing work that they are doing for Cole and his friends and every other young person in our Park City community. We're going to take a quick break here on the Mountain Morning Show and be back with much more. You're watching Park City Television. Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. We are live in Park City, jumping into our second hour here in Park City Television Studios. It is Thursday, May 11th. I'm Eliza Morris, joined by the wonderful Joe Davis.
Oh, you're so kind. And we're thrilled to have you join us as well, of course, here on the Mountain Morning Show. If you missed our first hour, you missed out on some really cool stuff. And I got to say, in just the last few minutes of playing with all the really cool brand items that you could have, there's some great stuff.
Joe loves some swag.
Oh,
He's
I love
a sucker
swag.
for some swag.
And who doesn't? We give away an entire gift bag of swag to all of our, our A-list actors.
True.
They obviously love swag. Like, who doesn't?
Joe's passionate, clearly, about some branded gear. And I want to thank the Rohner family for stopping by with National Ability Center and YSA. What a fantastic partnership. And it's so exciting to see kids like Cole be able to get out and enjoy all of the things that Park City has to offer.
Yeah.
He was absolutely adorable.
He's a great kid.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, think about that. There was a point where he may not have made it here. I mean, we was
and
that
now
close.
he is one of 3 new Parkites, and they're all enjoying Jeremy Ranch Elementary. And he is off to school today. Let's take a look outside at the weather to see just what Cole and all of his buddies will be doing this afternoon out on the playground.